a show by Lauderdale, Jones, Scott, and Smith. Winston, Leak, you better act right. Don't drive slow and be wild at night. 'Cause you need to know that if you do, that Scotty Ray is watching you. He's everywhere, he's everywhere. That man is faster than a scalded cat. If you do something dumb, then you better run with haste. Scotty Ray's at a wreck before it ever takes place.
And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, along with Odie, as we begin our days. 40-39 right now. Tons of fog, Odie. I don't know if you noticed it on your way over.
But I couldn't see because I was running a hair late today, and that sun was perfect. Oh, man. I'm sitting down here going 10 miles an hour hoping nobody comes up behind me because I couldn't see nothing in front of me.
That fog is something, and you're right. That sunlight, as we start to see this strange stuff again.
Yeah, I didn't know what it was. I didn't see it at all this weekend.
It's been kind of like a cloud since, November?
Yeah.
I am so glad that we are getting ready to have March the 9th is going to be the new rollback time. And will it really happen this year? Will we actually get this to where we implement daylight savings time?
And we're done.
Yeah.
We roll this thing back. We lose our hour, but we gain happiness because we won't have to do it again.
Yeah, I'm certainly hoping so. Yeah. I don't know what happened to that, but we're going to try to get back our comments. They went away for some reason.
They left, so leave us. We'll try and get back to them.
Yeah.
We don't see them right now, though. So.
Yeah, I don't know where they went, to be honest with you.
Look, if y'all don't leave now because you're watching the show. But right. After the show's over with, go get you a pancake.
Oh, man.
Because they've started today.
They have.
And I'm going to be down there when we get through. I'm going to go eat me some pancakes.
Pancakes are some kind of fine.
Oh, I love pancakes.
Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes,
well,
sir.
I like food. So it doesn't really matter what kind.
It's good stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, I just don't eat a whole lot of seafood.
We need to work on that, Odie.
I eat shrimp. I can deal with that. The rest of it, I'm not going to eat no lobster. I just can't do it.
I'm worried about you.
You eat lobster?
I'll eat it if somebody does the stuff for me. Then what is it,
I ain't eating no crawfish.
No, not the crawfish.
Oh, crab! I'm not eating that. That's too much work. People sit there break a sweat trying to get a gram of.
Well, my wife has bought these utensils, and we've been going over to Nick and Jeff's, and she's gotten real good at that crunchy stuff. And she'll give me a bite.
So does she pull the meat out for you?
Yes.
Oh, so that's why
it tastes good that way. I'm not gonna lie. I even like for somebody to peel my shrimp for me if they really like me. They'll do that for me.
Oh, me.
So much to do this morning. 4 minutes after 7 o'clock, as we begin this, we'll also talk about what went on last night as we had our first kind of gathering of all the candidates for mayor. If you didn't watch it, we carried it live. And it was interesting of the things that were said and done there. And I hope you'll go back and watch that. We'll touch on this in just a little bit. Get your comments of what you thought that went on with all of that. Let's see here. What was I going to tell you?
Terry, you're exactly right. Crawfish is bait.
There's a lot of people that love crawfish.
I'll cook them. Fish, I'll clean them. And I'll cook them for somebody.
Nick would just totally disagree with you, and all of Louisiana would.
Yeah, and I eat fried catfish.
So does everybody else.
See, we're kind of like wrong with that.
Fried catfish capital, aren't we?
I keep trying to get Nick, wink, wink, Jeff, wink, wink, get me some trigger fish for my wife to make her happy.
This may be a sign of what's coming. As we all know, the AP is trying to sue the White House because they were thrown out. Well, a federal judge during this, the lawsuit did not restore their access to the White House. So that's a sign of you may not win this. It's their choice, truly, as to who's in there.
Oh, it's not a right, but a privilege to be in there.
It is.
Covering that, and if you do something wrong, you lose that privilege. It's just the way it goes.
That's one of the things that's going on there. Again, 6 minutes into the hour, we'll be right back as we get all this. Wait a minute, Odie. I didn't show this. We need to go back and look at this fog of what's going on with this, of everybody, because it is some kind of thick as we brought it up. Let me pull up where we can show everybody the radar system this morning. Here's what we're showing you. Now, we've got it here. This is fog here. It gets thicker. It's been moving across this western side, was worse earlier, and it's been shifting toward Jackson. By the time you get to Forest, it's going to get to where you can barely see. That girl, I think, was en route to Jackson just a little bit ago. Going to encounter a lot as you get to the city limits. Bass Pro Shop, you may not even know it's there. Now, this is even worse. As you get near that stack and you have to make that right lane if you're going up I-55, that is dangerous in Jackson. Y'all be careful. 2-lane highways in our area make it even just as bad as you're trying to cross these 4 lanes. Be careful. The further south you go, Bay Springs, we've got a lot of fog in Jasper as well. Look at the whole state of Mississippi, though. It's covered all the way down to Lafayette, Beaumont.
Man.
Even over to Victoria, Texas, we've got it, Odie.
Man, that's a huge area that covered by fog.
It is. So we'll be right back as we get our day underway. Those birthdays, anniversaries, we're welcoming.
Yeah, get them in.
Yeah, we'll be right back. J&J Tire and Muffler, located at 3420 8th Street, invites you by. And if you need a front-end alignment, make sure to try their new state-of-the-art alignment machine. No matter the size of your truck and car, J&J can align it. J&J also has touch-free mounting, laser wheel balancing, and as always, they provide preventive maintenance, including CV axles, shocks, struts, brakes, with the largest selection of new and used tires, along with exhaust systems. Locally owned and operated since 1978 in Meridian.
When it comes to enhancing your outdoor experience, you need a companion that can keep up. The Kubota RTV 850 Sidekick at Parrish is your ultimate utility vehicle for every adventure. From the deer camp, trail riding, or just working on the farm, the Sidekick delivers powerful performance and versatility. These units start at $15,499 cash and have a $2,000 rebate. Financing is available as low as $285 a month.
Our local headlines are brought to you by the Rock House Gun and Pawn.
Patrick Allen Companies has a wide selection of garage doors that will fit your style, add value to your home, and add curb appeal to your neighborhood. Patrick Allen also has top-of-the-line, energy-efficient replacement windows that will make your home look great while saving you money. We're family-owned and operated, and we take pride in our work. 5305 Highway 145 South in Meridian.
For all your garage doors and replacement windows,
call Patrick Allen Companies. Safety, service, satisfaction.
Welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. This is Odie on an early Tuesday morning.
Yeah, Tuesday morning.
There was some excitement in downtown Meridian. If you happen to see, it was not a training session. A lot of times we'll see the firemen out pulling tires and running around the block. If you happen to see a Meridian police officer running past you, it was not a training mission. It was actually, there's a shoplifter up ahead.
They was getting him too.
This would happen. This is the Dollar General here on 24th Avenue, right before you get to Walgreens.
Yep.
And the funny thing is about this, I was sitting there talking to people that were at the store when it happened. They said, man, if you're hungry and you're going to steal something, get some food, get some ham. They said he stole some candy. And off he went. And then it was a foot chase, several blocks. And she didn't give up. I got to give her credit. She just kept, and she got other officers to join her. Like, was it 3 blocks away?
It was,
25th and 17th is where it finally came to an end. And officers would come in and block the way and arrested the man there.
They did a good job.
A little team effort there, that super jogger there that we've got with MPD.
Yeah, they didn't let him down. They wasn't going to stop. It doesn't matter. That's how you curb crime. Make them pay.
It is lots and lots of shoplifting that goes on. This morning, if you happen to notice, we'll get more into this here in just a little bit. We've had a break-in overnight. I know you're shocked.
Yeah, that kind of takes me by surprise.
And sometimes when I read a name, it doesn't fully hit me what it is, because I was explaining it to Odie, and he goes, Odie, give me that look like, I need that. Here's your sign. I said, what is half Oz? And I was serious, half Oz.
And I thought, that's half ounce.
I mean, talking about right over the top of me there. Even after I'd figured out what it was, a dispensary that just didn't hit me what it was being called there. But we've got several windows broken out, and we have had thieves make entry into the store. We're not sure how much product they've stolen.
I'm not mistaken, and I'm not 100% sure, but I want to say that stuff's got to be behind the vault. So it can't just be.
So they could have got gummy bears instead.
And I don't even know how much of that can be out. I don't know if it's the flour only that's got to be put up in a vault, or if all products got to be in the vault. I'm not 100% sure.
I know I've walked in
on
other break-ins, there'd be gummy bears everywhere, but again, I know nothing about that business. I only know when I'm driving downtown and I smell that weird scent that smells like a skunk of something's up.
It ain't nobody run nothing over, have
And I did not know that because I've just never. We didn't have that in Scuba, Mississippi. Let me just, as a kid, it just was not a popular thing to do. Yeah. So as I've gotten older in life, I've learned things that I didn't know earlier. And it
was
stinks.
all kept indoors back then.
How do these people take baths after they do it? Because they got to stink, Odie.
No, because you ever smell them in Walmart?
Well, I won't.
Just be straight up. I mean, it's bad.
You can't miss it, can you?
No, you can't.
You don't even have to take a test. You would know there. Another thing that we wanted to bring up this morning, this is near and dear to our heart when somebody loses everything they own. And let me show you a picture and places that you can donate to. This was a camper fire the other night that somebody lost everything that they had. This is a man. He wears large to extra large shirts, pants 34 to 32, shoes 10.5 to 11. Anything would be greatly appreciated. You can drop them off at the front desk of Van Zyverden or at the Consulting of Mississippi, Trademark Consulting there in Philadelphia. It's on Francis Drive. Either place that you could give something would be appreciated. When you don't have anything but the shirt on your back, I don't even think he had shoes left from what I'm being told.
That's terrible. He had to hurry up and get out.
Yeah.
And didn't have time to get anything.
So life is saved. Just need a few items. If you could spare a jacket, a shirt, something like that. If you wear large, extra large, it would come in handy to somebody there. That's what we're looking at. So as we, well, let's see here. There was something I wanted to bring up. You ever been just thrown off? I got thrown off.
At least once a day. It usually starts in the morning and lasts all day.
Indiana University, Indianapolis, you know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
Their school bus caught on fire. It was carrying their ball team. Everybody's okay, but it burst into flames. We never know what caused these type accidents, but that did happen over the weekend. As we look at this, yesterday, are you aware of this?
No.
This happened yesterday in Paris. An American citizen, and I would say they're going to throw the book at this person. And I guess it's the best way to word this. She threw a newborn baby with umbilical cord still attached out the window to its death. They have made an arrest, and may the full power of the law go into effect on her. I'm trying to be very nice.
You said it as calm demeanor as you could.
That is awful. We don't know what would cause a person to do something like this. Assuming, and again, it's an assumption that it was hers, and that's an assumption is where I'm at on that. So we thought you should know that. Starbucks. I always want to say Burks. Starbucks. Starbucks is laying off 1,100 employees, but it's that upper echelon of they're trying to get cost under control to where that cup of coffee doesn't cost you. It's already, $20 for a cup?
I don't buy anything from there.
It can get rather expensive with the fluffy stuff on top.
You got to support our law enforcement first responders before I go buy a cup of coffee from you.
And they don't do that?
No.
I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Yes. You support the blue and the red and the green and the gold.
Well,
we can talk. But
they have thrown, is that the company a few
thrown
years ago?
cops out.
Yeah, that's right. I forget. Thank you for remembering that, Odie.
Yeah. Yeah, so...
that moment when it all ding-dongs with you, and that was it. I'd forgotten all about that. Where they had police go in a few years ago. This was during that COVID-type era.
To buy, not beg, to get one free to buy a cup of coffee.
And were refused business.
And told to
Yes.
leave. Later, Gator ain't going in there, ain't supporting you, don't want your coffee. Do you support them and change your ways on that? I'm not. No.
This was during that that movement of defund the police.
That's right.
That's when all of that started. And to my knowledge, they never made an apology over all that, did they?
I've never heard of one. And who did that? This was your upper echelon telling everybody below them, to what to do. And if it didn't come from them, then they should have gone in and revamped that store, and they
You're
didn't.
just like old elephant. You don't forget nothing, do you?
Not when it comes to that.
But you're right on that. I had totally forgotten of that. Huh. So, well, as we learn more. Now, last night, let me get over here and show you pictures of this, of the video where we were last night. Hey, I know you were tied up. Did you get a chance to watch any of this, Odie?
No, I haven't yet, but I do plan on going through and checking that out.
Now, this was from New Life Community Church. Candidates that were running for mayor got 10 minutes to speak, and then they were given 5 minutes to answer questions from the audience. And it was a pretty much packed house. It started off with Percy, then Jimmy Smith. Let me just slide on over where you can see this. Jimmy Smith spoke his 10 minutes. Still claims we've got the greatest police chief that there ever has been. And let me say this: I did not. This was not my event, so we reported what was going on. I didn't get involved. It was not my. I didn't feel like it was the place to question everybody, so I let them do their thing. Tabell Lindsay would be the next person that got to speak, and then as we go across, I think it was Rita Jack. She was the next in line that gave what she had to do, and then it closed out with the new guy Copeland at the end that gave his speech. Now, with that, I think I think there was a lot of people in the crowd after sitting there and listening, did decide who they wanted to vote for after that. Maybe they didn't have all the clues until then. It was a great way to do that. And I know somebody said, well, why are they holding this at a church? They have neighborhood watch programs there within the church, very community-minded. And it does affect the community as to why that is held. They do it every 4 years at the church to let people know what's coming up and who to choose. Because if you don't know, you don't know.
It is something to get out and pay attention to. I'm old school. I think these getting on a stump and having something to say has a part. But I'm old school. I like debates. I like to sit there and ask a question and let a couple of them answer and let them have a little bit of back and forth, keeping it calm, keeping it real. But I think that shows a lot of character. I think it shows both sides. People, each one of them bring up topics that need to be out. But this is awesome. For Meridian to see this many people come out and be the word I'm trying to think of, passionate about
He was very passionate.
what they want to do for the city of Meridian.
And let's be honest, this was asked several times, and I keep it all in my head of what's happened, and I don't know as much what happened the other 8 years before this administration because I wasn't as involved as I am now. Right now, we are kind of the heartbeat of what goes in our community. If something happens, we are there. We know about crime, where it is, and what goes on. But it was asked several times to the candidates of what were the numbers? And there's not a lot of data out there. There's not. But I keep up where we are. Last year, we had 14 murders. The year before, we had 15 murders. The year before that, it was 17. And it all falls probably over the last 8 years, somewhere around there. But is crime up? It certainly is. Ask yourself, do you feel safer right now than you did 4 or 5 years ago, or maybe 20 years ago? How safe do you feel when you go out? As a matter of fact, we have a story coming up. While this was going on, someone was shot.
Man.
We'll tell you all about that. And that's what you have to, and if you'll notice here, in the comments there, Mayor Larry Gill was adding comments from Marion. what needs to happen in Meridian. Now, each and every person that came up, Odie, did agree that the mayor cannot do things alone. I don't care who he is, and a lot of people probably truly don't understand that. That when a mayor is elected, he goes in and he can't just say this happens. You have 5 people, the council members, ward,
Yeah. Yep.
5 of them, and you have to have 3 of them vote with you to get anything done. If you've got a bad council, it's nothing going to happen for the city, and we certainly hope there's going to be some changes in that as well.
Yeah, they've got to work together. You've got to have a team that's willing to work with each other, that have sort of the same vision in mind of where they want to take Meridian. If you've got a council that doesn't want to grow the same way, I'm not saying whether it's right or wrong, then the mayor does, whether his is right or wrong or hers. They've got to be on the same path for this whole thing to work out. And that's something to take into an account. What do we have as far as our mayor, and what do we have as far as the mindset of our council?
And let me say this. I know I've listened to Jimmy Smith a lot of times, so I've done this, I've done that, I've done that. He may have, but Meridian doesn't know that he done it. Y'all want to know why? No communication. And there has not been any up until since January. There's been a little bit of push to get information out because it's an election year. Now, you can call it what you want, but that's what it is. Over the last 3 years, I've got nothing. You call, and as you'll remember, we had a 5-year-old that was murdered. Was there a press conference? Nope. Now we have a minute and a half conferences that goes on. You hear something, but you're not really allowed to get into a lot of questions. You know, you're either told you have 1 or 2 questions you can ask. And, when we go back to the shooting that happened at the local business, when I asked what were the charges on the 2 that were arrested, the police chief couldn't tell me. I think we all remember that. But Jimmy Smith will tell you it is the greatest police chief we've ever had. She may be. But we haven't really gotten a lot of information over the last 3 years to back all that up. And I'm not singling someone out. I'm just saying that I haven't gotten a lot of information from them in the past. Now, it's changing here as this election year comes along. I am hearing a little bit more. But I can't tell you how to vote. If you love Jimmy Smith, I want you to vote for him. If you love Percy, vote for him. If it's Rita Jack, vote for her. Ty Bell. And then, of course, we've got the new guy, Copeland, who is there.
Go vote.
Yes.
At least go. But please, please, please be educated. If you ask me, talk to God. Have him help lead you. I think it was Chris that said something a minute ago that says we haven't had this in more than 20 years. It's been 20 years. Well, you're right. And actually, it was 2005 is when Meridian started going downhill.
Yeah.
It was right after a big hurricane.
Yeah, a lot of people moved here, didn't they?
A lot of people moved here that
didn't need to be here. Let's just call it the way it is.
We had some that moved up here because of necessity, and they needed to. And, hey, welcome, because y'all are part of Meridian. Y'all came up here and joined Meridian.
But we had a lot of buses that arrived and dropped people off.
They took a local church, did a couple $100,000 worth of damage to a church. They opened their doors and said, please come in and we'll help you get through this. It was
kind of the same thing that happened to the stadium in New Orleans, the Superdome.
Yes, exactly.
But last night was very important, and I want you to go back. You'll find this on the page from last night. The audio is pretty good. You can understand them. Now, somebody left me a message last night and said, well, we couldn't hear the people asking questions. There was just no way to get microphones. That was the best we could do under the circumstances. They didn't have microphones in the crowd. The cord wouldn't reach, so that's just the way it was. But you can hear their answers of what they had to say pretty clearly, and it'll at least set you on the right thing to watch this and then be able to ask more questions. When is the election? It's coming up not too far.
It is March 25th.
The end of the month.
Why that sticks with me, I'm not sure.
You probably got a doctor's appointment that day.
No, that may be a house race. That may be the
No,
house.
they have a house race the same day, yes.
The house race. And that's something else y'all got to do. You got to vote for two of them. And some of y'all have to go to two different polling places that day to cast your vote. But please do it. Go to both. Make your voice heard. You're going to elect this year a mayor for the next 4 years and a House of Representative for the state for the next 2 years. So a lot is on the ticket this year.
It is. We got more coming up. We're going to tell you about a road closure that's probably going to affect you, a lot of you out there.
All right, April 1st is the primary, and I knew that, April Fool's Day.
Oh,
I knew that. I'm sorry, Chad and Erica. Erica is keeping up with this more than I am, and she's in Pennsylvania.
She's good.
Thank you, Erica.
Chad is also running for an office.
Yeah.
And as we mentioned there, these seats that are on the council are important. That shapes your life, whether you live in the county or if you live in Alabama and you come to Meridian. All this affects everybody.
We just can't vote in the county.
It was brought up last night. There's going to be a lot of tax dollars coming to Lauderdale County with the new businesses coming. Now, I'm not saying that you'll ever have lower land taxes. Oh, yeah, you're not. I'm going to go ahead and break that to you.
But if we've got an opportunity to flourish,
we do,
out of this, and I don't like paying taxes either. Do I want to see my taxes go down immediately? Part of me wants to say, yeah, let's do it. But part of me wants to say, somebody write out a 20-year plan. This company coming in, you know how far out they plan?
Me and you'll be dead in 20.
Probably. But this company comes in and they say, we've got a 100-year plan. That's planning. Do I think that's a little bit much for us? Yeah, but come to us with a plan and say, look, we're getting these millions of dollars, and this is where we would like to see us go, and this is where we'd like to invest, and this is what we would like to do. And then give us time to think about, okay, is that what we as a county as a whole would like to get behind and push? But we've got an awful lot of money coming in our area. We can't blow it.
I'm going to say, reduce now. We'll be right back.
We welcome you to a new vehicle buying experience here at Doc's Toyota. Buying a new vehicle doesn't have to be stressful, but don't just take our word for it.
This was the best experience I've ever had buying a vehicle.
Doc's employees are top-notch.
I drove 2 hours, not once, but twice, to purchase 2 vehicles with a 5-month time frame.
Doc's delivers competitive pricing, a comprehensive selection, and flexible financing options, helping you get on the road from Carthage, Meridian, and beyond. There's a reason why there's no deal like a Doc's deal.
If every time the wind blows you get a little leery about a tree over your house, talk to my friends at Reed Tree Service. There's no reason to be worried about a tree crashing through your house. Mike Reed has years of experience dealing with trees. It can be as simple as having a limb removed or a tree that is just huge too close to your shop or house. It's not going to cost you anything to have Mike come out and give you an estimate. They're licensed and insured, taking care of East Mississippi and West Alabama. Reed Tree Service. Have tree, will travel. As the seasons change, so do your clothes, and Garrett Sports Center on 8th Street has exactly what you need. Haybo shirts, long and short sleeve, also Hulk shirts, and America's favorite brand, Carhartt, whether you need work pants or slacks for church. And nothing lasts like a pair of Carhartt overalls. Maybe it's a set of boots that you need. From box to lacrosse, they have the boot for you. And as hunting season rolls in, they have all the camouflage you need and toboggans to boot. Garrett Sports Center, 3505 8th Street, Meridian. Welcome back. We did have somebody bring up, is there plans for more annexation? Not that I'm aware of. They've already taken in one place, and they got nothing out of it.
Oh, well, there's 2. You still got the original annex from years ago down Highway 80 that they have not.
Out by the Highway Patrol office?
Yeah, out that way. That they have not installed all of the goodies, the
water,
sewage, the water, the gas, all that they need out there.
And then you open up the can of worms there, where Northeast School is, down Highway 39, where we got Eagle Point. They got nothing.
And I want to say that they have not finished up in court yet. That they're still trying to go to court and get that reversed because they have not fulfilled their.
But I haven't heard anything that sounded promising that they would win. I mean, those folks are paying tax after tax and getting nothing. They got a fire station now. That's all they got.
Yeah.
Somebody said they saw a police car go through one time 2 years ago. That's what I heard.
Well, I mean, when you go out and say, "Hey, if I annex you, I'll do this for you," you've got to hold up to that.
Yeah, and it didn't happen.
You've got to do that before you go and branch off.
Somebody, and I don't even remember who was mayor when all that happened, but they saw tax dollars, and as people left Meridian.
That was John Roberts.
Was it John Roberts?
That took in the original 80, I believe.
People saw all of that as a way to get more tax dollars as people were leaving the city of Meridian. And boy, you want to talk about leaving lately, they did. They went to the county, and is making county very valuable property. So that's what we got going on. As the meeting was going on last night, as I got to the car, I had text after text, and I went, oof, I missed that one there because I wasn't looking at my phone while we were in there. Odie, we had someone shot last night. Now, this would be in the area of, I believe, 45th, near the Boys and Girls Club. Now, it's unclear what really went on, but a man was shot in his right leg and transported to the hospital. Now, I had someone say, and again, this cannot be confirmed by any means, so I haven't gotten to the bottom of it, of what really went on with him. Somebody said that he may have been assaulted, and I'm not sure. We're waiting to find out more information on that. But he was shot, taken to a hospital. We've had 2 murders so far this year, and as we talk crime, last year we didn't have our first murder until leap year, which was the 29th. So we are technically 2 murders ahead of last year at this point in time if we compare day for day, if we're looking at that.
That's,
so
already in a quicker run than where we were.
Yeah, so hopefully we'll find out a little bit more about that. We had somebody from Meridian arrested in Clarke County. Anthony didn't appreciate them coming to visit and try to take things.
Well, he got to see Barry Ott again, too.
And he really didn't take a great picture. I just, it's kind of blurry there. It didn't show up real well.
Well, he wasn't real happy either.
Yeah, we're going to have to talk about cutbacks down there with the camera.
Yeah.
As we look at this, the Pachuta One Stop, you know where I'm talking about, down Highway 11?
Yeah.
It was broken into. This man is being charged with that. He was taken into custody late Friday night. The Meridian Police Department assisted with this as well. $15,000 bond.
Ooh.
Now, I don't know what he got, but I certainly hope it was worth $15,000 and a chance to go to jail. A lot of people don't think of that.
Yeah.
While there's others that look at, well, jail is better than where I am now.
I mean, there are some people who think that.
You know that.
Yes, they do.
I remember just a few years ago sitting here, and I got a text that said, I'm watching a dude get naked right now. And I said, do what? And he was in front of Ross. And the guy just strips down and sits down on the bench, waits for the police to come get him. He wanted to go to jail. It was cool or something that day, and he wanted a free meal out of the deal.
He wanted a hot and a cot.
Yeah, and that's what he got. So that's one of the things that went on there. Let's see. As I mentioned, I teased just a moment ago, we have a road closing as we go to the Lauderdale County Road and Bridge Railroad, letting everybody know that they're closing down Earl Haney Road.
Earl Haney, right there. I guess they're going to rebuild it.
Haney from Green Acres, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it is. I hope they do a better job on that crossover than they did on the ones on North and South Frontage Road.
You sort of sound like that old fella. I forget what his name was, but he had.
I can't either.
I remember watching that show and thinking, somebody hush him. I can't take it.
And he'd sell anything in the world.
But what was the pig's name?
Oliver.
Oliver. Yes, Oliver.
Yeah.
Always liked pigs named Wilbur and Oliver.
Litter in Meridian is more serious. I know crime is number one problem, but Meridian and Lauderdale County is absolutely a trash dump. People seriously don't care where they throw the trash. Please don't throw your trash out of your cars.
A lot of it from the homeless.
Arnold. No, was it Arnold?
Arnold. It may be Arnold.
I think it was Arnold Barbara. That's right. So
you get vetoed there.
Yeah, I am. So going back to a post you had and a video you did with trash back behind the Bonita Walmart with our homeless is doing that. And I don't know where the city's at on this, and I should find out. But now Lauderdale County now has has had a solid waste enforcement officer, and he has done a lot for the county. He's had his hands full going around and getting a bunch of trash picked up. Is there more that needs to be done? Yes. Is there more that needs to be done in the city? Yes. One of our biggest problems is the amount of homeless camps that we have.
Oh boy.
They do not care what they do with their trash.
And I haven't been back since code enforcement was there. We need to make a trip back up there and do some more video of what it looks like now. I know it was bitter cold when they were there, and I'm not sure if they've had time to get everything cleaned up, but they were in the process of moving everybody out. They were going to bring in backhoes to scrape and clean all that. But
That's gonna take a while.
The trash, Odie, was so thick in the parking lot, in the grass, all around. Oh my heavens! It was not a good representation of our city. We all know that.
Yep, they've done a good start to get this going. But what you showed, that's going to take a while to clean up. It's not just a little bit.
Sheila asked a question, does the mayor pick the police chief? He sure does.
Yes.
He has to be approved by the council, but the mayor chooses the person he wants to put in front of him. He gives them a little information about it. They interview him, and then they vote on it.
And if they approve it, then the only person that can dismiss the police chief is the mayor. The council is out of their hands.
That was brought up last night about multiple police chiefs. It was several in a row during Percy's administration that the city council did not approve. So one would be in there for 90 days.
You can have an interim.
Yeah, it was interim, and they were trying to get him approved, and it was several in a row until Chris Reed came along, who was unanimously instated as the police chief. And he went through and he was doing a fantastic job. And then that was sort of cut short there after Jimmy showed up on the job. Yeah, we'll be right back.
Yeah.
More coming up at the Scotty Ray Report. Well, they just love me down there.
Yeah.
I'm getting a Christmas card next year.
Two of them.
Yeah.
Are you tired of your old car being a dud? Well, come into Kia Meridian, where we're giving up to $3,000 over KBB for your trade-in. We have interest rates as low as 0.9% and up to $3,000 in rebates. Come in at the Kia Meridian and drive off in a new car and a new you for the new year. Come see us.
Have you been wanting your own building, your own shed? Speak to our friends at Best Sadia Building, 601-728-1954. Now, they can custom build you a home from a barn dominium. Maybe it's a shed that you're needing, or a simple place to park your car, a garage, a camp house. Maybe you need a place to park your tractor, your motorcycle, or even that lawnmower. They can custom design whatever it is you need. Quality work, trustworthy, Best Sadia Buildings. Speak with Drew, 601-728-1954. The tractors are rolling at Freeman Tractor on Highway 494. Drop in and see Keith, Cornbread, or Buttermilk. They've got a tractor that fits the need that you have. Whether it's a 26 horsepower, a 40, or bigger. Plus, they offer 0% financing for up to 96 months. Whether it's a part, a new tractor, 0% financing, or just simply a laugh. 601-626-8759, Highway 494 in Collinsville. That's Freeman Tractor. Welcome back. Hey, we got a message from Clarke County. Anthony says, we will put you in jail if you come visit with us and mess up.
Harold will come get you and bring you in.
That's right. And he'll do it without his honey bun, too.
And you get 3 hots and a cot. And there are 3 warms and a cot. And you don't get all this extra stuff down there. You don't get your...
now, that was brought up last night.
And all that.
Also by people. They were kind of astonished that Lauderdale County was not used as the choice of jails. Originally, it was Kemper County. And we don't know the inside scoop, but that there was some type of a miscommunication argument. I don't want to say it was an argument because I don't know, but something happened in between the Kemper County Jail and the police department where they no longer got along, and now they use Anthony's jail, which is pretty quick, straight down their back. They house them, take care of them, and that's where everybody is jailed. And then a lot of people were saying, why do we even have a jail downtown? It's an eyesore. I wasn't around when it was built. So, I mean, I was, but I wasn't involved in things like I am now.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a great idea at the time. I don't know.
Well, and it was built before you had this type of capabilities. Now, and you have to see if this is even legal, now you can house someone at a prison or a jail and give them a room to dress up nice in and get on TV and go in front of a judge.
Yeah, things are different on that. You don't have to actually
appear. You don't have to tote them in there.
And it's really safer, I think, the way that's
100%,
done.
Yeah.
You don't have to transport as much, so they're not as likely to jump out the van and run.
That's right.
You don't
have to pull into the chicken place or nothing.
That's correct. That's right. You know, Church's chicken will get you.
Thank you, Lord.
I will never forget that. We just stopped to get chicken.
I was hungry.
He was fast.
He was gone.
Rumor is, I'm told that you have a nickname for your wife.
Yes.
It's called Lovey.
Here, Lovey.
Lovey.
I just don't have the money to back it up like this guy did, you know.
Thurston Howell III, better known as Jim Backus, was born today in 1913. He done other stuff, but nobody is aware of it. They only know him.
It's Thurston and Lovey.
Lovey.
Who went on a 3-hour tour with $1 million cash in a lockbox.
Yes, sir.
You know,
he wasn't scared to flaunt it either.
Hell, he wasn't on the island with nobody there.
If you watched Oh Brother, Where Art Thou, this guy was a large portion of that. And a lot of people go, I don't know this guy, but when it comes to bluegrass, he is some kind of something. Big name there. Ralph Stanley is who I'm talking about. He was born upon this date back in 1927. And he was humongous with all of that when it came to that show. He was even on Daryl Singletary's album.
Oh, wow.
To where she looked good in good in black. Have you heard that?
I think I've heard that.
Where he goes to it's one of those things where the guy's dead. Yeah, and his ex-wife shows up at the funeral and she just steals the show because she's all dressed up, knows what she's doing. Painted a picture, y'all. We also had Farron Young born on this day back in 1932. Big country music guy back in his time.
So.
Yeah. Not so big now. There's not a lot of people at red lights playing that. I'm just going to be honest about it. Here's a name you hadn't thought of in years.
It sure is.
Sally Jessie Raphael. Is that how you say it?
That's exactly it.
Seems like she was kind of a feminist, wasn't she?
Just a hair.
Kind of left of right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute.
What?
So we're going back to the guy who was Thurston, who y'all are talking about, was the voice of Mr. Magoo.
He may have been. Yeah, that's what everybody's saying. Well, I didn't know that.
I didn't either. I liked Mr. Magoo.
I don't know that if you are aware of this, but she was tempted one time while Charles was away. Had somebody that came up, was working on the house and kept flirting with her. And she came to the door with her hair down. I said, Caroline, stop that. Stop it.
You know, I want to say I remember that now.
Then it all straightened out. Charles come back home and she told him everything. She had these bad thoughts and it was all worked out. But she played Caroline Ingalls. And man, what a show. Yeah. And again, they're getting ready to make that Left of Center. I want y'all to know that that's coming, a remake, and it's not going to be the way it was.
No, not at all.
We got an old hippie for you today having a birthday.
That's right.
Hippie alert. George Harrison was born in 1943. He was one of those little Beatle guys.
He had it now. They not know you're doing a TV program.
Michelle knows. She had the same birthday I did. Michelle, what you doing? 1949, this guy was almost as flamboyant as Liberace.
Oh, yeah.
His name was
know him.
Ric Flair. I ain't saying his belt buckle was big.
He always went around. Eight time.
Did he jump off the things and fly too?
Not as much. He wasn't one of those that was graceful from the top rope. he was one of those that always cheated to win. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
He was the bad guy, but made his money. And still at his age now, I mean, still
he's got a little flair to
fit.
him, huh?
Yeah, I mean, he still hangs in there. So, yeah.
1957, this was recorded, and it has been around for, and I expect it to be still just as popular in 100 years. That'll be the day. Buddy Holly recorded it along with the Crickets today back in 57.
Wow.
So let's see what else went on today. It was 1964. He became the world heavyweight champion of the world. Fly like a butterfly.
Butterfly and sting like a bee.
Nobody's faster than Muhammad Ali.
That's right.
It's been a long time since I heard that. So that was it. Let's see, we got a text message there. Light isn't working on Highway 39, Old Country Club Road, is what I got. You may have got something different.
Yeah. So Country Club by Confederate and Pleasant. Looks like we have a structure fire.
Now, where's this at?
So wait a minute. I don't know how. I need to get a smartphone, and I'm stuck with this Android. Dogwood Lake Road, we've got possible structure fire.
Dogwood Lake.
So Dogwood Lake, if you're going through the Dogwood Lake area off of that 493, back up towards Johnny Bailey, possible structure fire. So y'all be careful in that area in the 4000 block.
And we got a Sabubu in Neshoba County also that has just come in. And let me tell you where this is. This is a two-car accident, Highway 16 at South Oswell Road. Possible injuries. MHP is on the scene along with the Neshoba County Sheriff's Department. Choctaw PD is there. Everybody showed up. One lane of travel is blocked, and I see a bunch of cars crushed. And we'll get this on here in just a moment. As live as it gets.
I tell you what, 16 is a very high populated road during the morning and the evening drive time, and to have one lane shut down with a wreck, that's going to cause a backup.
Now, the structure fire had somebody say, don't jump to conclusions just yet. It could be steam coming off that roof, and they're going to investigate to make sure.
So that's good.
So we certainly hope that's what that is, and that that's what we're looking at. We're going to try to get this this picture of the accident put up here for Neshoba County, and I'll do my very best to get that in just a second here.
Ruben, I got me an iPhone, best thing I've ever done. But this Android, I thought I was getting a smartphone, but I think this one fell off a turnip truck and hit his head.
Now, there's certain people that will argue with you over that, and I can't operate them.
My wife's one of them.
I ain't that smart.
Me neither.
I've got one that I'm still paying a monthly bill on that I just gave to Angie. I said, here, do something with it because I can't use it. That happens. It was 1984 this would come along, and I heard it. I didn't listen to it over and over like other people did at Northeast High School, but they were all, jump. I said, go ahead, hey, jump. And that's what it said the entire song. I have no idea. I have no idea what the song was about. Are you recycled?
Yeah. I'm like,
I remember this almost as if it was yesterday. It was 1989. A guy from Pikeville, Kentucky in 1986 finally made it to the scene of country music. He was a little bit different. He was so country that he was playing to punk rockers with his stuff in tight jeans. And I met the old guy that designed his pants and jackets, and, well, he would go on from there, and today he'd have number one. It was called I Sang Dixie as He Died. Whew. Pikeville, Kentucky is where he come from. Patty Loveless came from that same little town.
Old D. White.
D. White. I'm telling you, I like that guy. Now, as that woman told me, I'm like Dwight. Don't take your hat off. You'll scare people.
With that sun coming out today, might blind them. They won't ever see.
She said, put that cowboy hat back on. Do y'all remember when this happened? Mel Gibson was responsible for The Passion of Christ.
Let me tell you, that movie.
I've never seen anything like it, Odie.
No.
The pain, it's never been expressed what he really went through.
No, and that's what Mel said. He said, you see all these movies that talked about the life of Jesus. But no one talked about the death of Jesus. And the way he put that together, boy, if that didn't strike your heartstrings, I don't know what will. That is a awesome movie. And if you haven't seen it, or like me, it's been however long that you've seen it, I'd like to go back and watch that again.
But
it almost hurts to watch.
You don't understand the pain that he went through. We read about it, we hear about it each Sunday of this happened, but until you sit there and watch, hubba.
And you're thinking, and what I've done, and this man still loves me?
Yeah. Strong stuff there.
Yeah.
We go back to 17, and I still cannot believe this man is no longer with us.
Yeah.
I mean, every time I see a tornado, I think of him and expect him to come out for the remake, and it ain't going to happen. Bill Paxton passed away at only 61. He went into the hospital for some surgery and
something
went wrong, and we lost him. Bill Paxton.
And you know, his wife is involved with Twister 2 or whatever it's called. Because of
he played
what
such
a
prominent role in there.
And I want to say he had something to do with writing it.
Could have, and he made Dodge trucks kind of famous there for a while.
Sure did. They'd pick up and slam down. But yeah, his wife has got something to do with that. No, it's not a remake. It's part 2 of it.
Now, Michelle brought up, I never saw Tyler Perry's The Passion live from New Orleans. I never sado that. I did see
I didn't either.
Medea in Witness Protection Program.
Yeah, she'll hit you with some grits.
Do you remember the Halloween one?
Isn't that where she drove through that old girl talked down to her to drive through?
Oh,
she drove to the front door.
Drove my Cadillac. I love Medea. Medea is just so funny.
Yeah.
And then what was that uncle that her brother that lived with her?
Oh, Smith.
He just ran.
Golly, yeah.
Yeah, it's just absolutely funny. We remember this horrible person. His name was Harvey. He was found guilty of rape and a whole bunch of other things, and he went to jail on this day. He's still begging to get out. Let's hope that he doesn't, because he used his influence to hurt and harm people for life and have scars that they will never get over.
He's still in the middle of it. Yeah.
You know I'm right.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
Hold on a minute, real quick. Kim, the guy in charge of Lauderdale County, that is Daniel Mabry. We call him our garbologist.
Squirt is another name for him.
So Daniel Mabry called the Lauderdale County government complex, and they can get you
Let's put
in
his
touch
cell
with
number
him.
out and all those dates that he never called those women back years ago. Can call him up and tell him what they really think.
Yeah, and I don't know what his number is, but call him and we'll try and get a number to give him a call.
Oh, Daniel, wherefore art thou?
Yeah, you ought to be watching.
Yeah, give us your number there. He watches. Y'all don't let him think that he doesn't.
We'll get a number. We'll make sure y'all have it by the end of the show.
All righty. Let's face it, accidents are going to happen. If a deer jumps out in front of your car, go see my friends and professionals at Chet's Paint and Body Shop in Center Hill. Chet can help you navigate through this confusing world of insurance by providing photo estimates to insurance companies and the right to choose the body shop of your choice. From a minor scratch to a major collision, Chet has you covered. Chet offers quality repairs by trained and certified technicians with a lifetime warranty on all repairs. That's Chet's Paint and Body Shop.
Looking for a deal you can't pass up? Right now, drive off in a quality used car for just $299 down and only $299 a month here at Johnson Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Meridian. That's right, good reliable cars packed with features at a price you'll love. $299 down, $299 a month. Look, I'm not kidding. This is a real offer that our customers have taken advantage of for years now. Come see us today, Johnson Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Meridian.
Philadelphia Gun and Pawn, located at 910 Posey Avenue, has tons of lawnmowers to choose from. A big selection of zero-turn lawnmowers, power washers, and even barbecue grills. Step inside the store and see their complete line of Liberty safes along with those Browning safes. A large selection of Louis Vuitton purses along with satin shirts and bead sets. And tons to choose from for the outdoorsman in your household. And always a great deal on any type of jewelry you're looking for. And a private lobby for pawns for your confidentiality. Philadelphia Gun and Pawn. Welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, along with Odie as we travel through. I put this out yesterday, and a lot of interest was brought up on this. And the headline read, ICE.
Yeah.
And they were there. This did involve a situation with possibly some immigration, and ICE was on location. And what it dealt with was a law that was broken. I had a lot of people going, wait a minute, who's going to be? And I've been told this by several different agencies at this point, and I think it's been even said from the White House when it comes to immigration at this point. They're focusing on anybody that might have a law broken, a criminal past that they're dealing with. First, then they will move on to somebody that may be here illegally that hadn't got their green card, whatever that case is. But that's what was going on. It was something to do with a law that was broken they were dealing with here. And we hope to find out a little bit.
So it wasn't Vanilla Ice?
Correct. Okay. It wasn't Vanilla Ice there.
Y'all get your pen and your paper ready. After we get through with some of this, we'll give everybody a chance to get a pen and a paper. And I got you a phone number for Oscar 1, the garbologist himself, Daniel Mabry.
Man, all them women going to get him. Because I'm telling you, I ran into two the other day and said, high school, he didn't call me back. He was supposed to call 9:30 that night. So you be ready, Daniel. It's coming.
It's coming.
Yesterday afternoon, I remember a few years ago being in a wreck this same place here. Newell Road and North Hill Street, which is almost Lindley Road, so to speak. This is right down the hill from Hardee's. We had a little fender bender there yesterday afternoon. Fire truck showed up, two-car collision there. And that's what was going on there if you happen to see this. Road was blocked temporarily as they got all that cleaned up. Van was sideswiped and had a few dents in it afterwards there.
Well, that could have gotten bad. They went off in that ditch.
Woo, you're right.
Oof.
But it is. If you're not paying attention, you get there. There's a lot of traffic goes by there, Odie, and you're watching both sides trying to get across.
Yeah.
It can happen to the best of us.
Yes, it can.
And y'all write this down. It doesn't matter who you are, you can have an accident.
100%.
Anybody can.
Yep.
I mean, you could run into a game warden.
That's why they call it
end
an
up on the
accident.
lam running from him.
You know, if you hit him head on and say, well, you're not staying here.
Next thing you know, half the county's chasing you.
Yeah, on foot, too.
Yes,
You
sir,
go
yes,
far.
Yes, sir. It's always best to stop once you see blue lights. It just gets worse for you after that.
All you're doing is making Bud more mad than what it was when you hit him.
Yeah. Bud was there. Bud was on scene. Now he's got to get a new front bumper.
Yeah. I mean, and he was partial to that one.
Arnold, I don't know who gets, if something is confiscated. And the game wardens changed this, if you remember. When I was growing up in high school and I had all of my best friends behind bars one day, and I was like, where's everybody at? They were all in jail, so I went over and visited them. And
Hey.
they had all been arrested for shining a light out a window, and we all thought that was, wasn't anything wrong with that back in the day.
Oh.
But the game wardens didn't seem to think that. They didn't want you shining a flashlight out looking for frogs.
Okay.
Yeah, they were looking for frogs.
The small eyes, not the big eyes.
But back then, they would confiscate your vehicle if it was used with shining a flashlight at something bigger than a frog. And then they learned that, payments are still owed on all of this stuff. And that began to change. And I don't know what it exactly is now when a vehicle is confiscated, if it has to be paid for. If it's bank owned, I don't think they fool with it.
Yeah, it probably goes back to the bank.
And they don't want it. They want you to pay for it.
And they don't want it. They want their money.
So the moral to the story is have a lien if you're looking for frogs.
Maybe have a friend have a lien on it. I mean, just saying.
Just saying, there's ways.
I'll
two ways.
put a lane on yours and you put a lane on mine.
There we go. We can figure things out. As we move to a somber moment, we wanted to show this because we carried the story as it was happening and gave you live updates of what was going on. And I remember getting the word that this man had officially lost his life. I didn't know who he was, and we didn't give the name. We just knew that someone had passed away in the line of duty. And we now have a face to put with it and a name. And I thought we'd show this. His body was transported yesterday to a funeral home. And this is the man. He was 37 years old. Hinds County Deputy Martin Shields. End of watch 2/23/25. We send condolences to family members. I think he had been in law enforcement for around 12 years.
And been with the sheriff's department like 6 months.
9 months is what they said.
9 months. And, this wasn't his first rodeo.
No.
And it can change just like that.
and responded to a domestic call. And I can't tell you, even here in Meridian, each day how many times a police officer responds to a domestic situation. People are yelling and screaming at each other. There's a huge portion of every call during the course of a 24-hour period to where people aren't getting along and there's an argument.
Yeah.
And that officer has no idea what they're walking into when they go. And if you are a brand new cop, just beginning your duties, doing this, talk to somebody that's been around. Take advice of somebody that's responded to these before, because I ain't gonna lie, you know as well as I do that has got to be that adrenaline going through you. You've never faced this before. Yeah. Talk to somebody that's been through it a time or two. Learn from the old guys. That's all I got to say about that, of what goes on. And again, every precaution sometimes isn't enough.
That's it. You know, I get up every morning, get ready, and come here before I go to work, and I always give Amy a kiss, tell her I love her when I walk out the door. These guys do the same thing, and in the back of their mind, their family's mind, their wife's mind.
I tried that one time, and she said, "What do you want?"
Yeah, get out of here. You know, they actually do. They take their job serious.
Oh, yeah.
And some more of those that I think we ought to pay a little bit more.
So, and that was brought up last night during that debate about pay. We'll see what becomes of pay. Hopefully, everybody gets what they deserve in the end. We certainly hope so. But we needed to bring that up there of what went on, because you have to put a face with what went on in an area. It's otherwise it's just. What was it the Stanley brothers said? You're more than a name on a wall.
Oh, yes.
And that's true.
You don't want to be honored in Jackson and in Washington. That's just not what you want to do.
Yeah, the young lady, and I've never understood this. Truly, whoever gets in there, I feel like it should be the young lady back in 1985 who lost her life in Meridian. And for the life of me, I'm blank. But we should have a street.
Michelle. What was her name? And I know it like I know my own.
It seems like it starts with an M. Mary, maybe? Who in 1985 she lost her life to a domestic dispute in Meridian. A police officer. And
Elma Walters. Thank you, Carl.
And we have, to my knowledge, there's never been any recognition given to her. And I feel like something ought to be done. I don't know. We need a little bit more for those who gave all to our city, and maybe a place for city and county, a recognizable wall or something. We need to do something that memorializes these heroes that we've had, who went to work and never got to go home. Now, I'd like to see that done. I'm not the smart guy that gets things like that done, but somewhere out there, somebody's watching who could get something done. Let's make that happen.
I have one for first responders. Meridian Fire Department lost a brother 8 years ago, something like that. The first fireman that lost his life on the line of duty since 1889 or
that was the
like
wreck that happened.
That was the wreck. I agree with you. I think a little wall to honor our own. A little stone tablet. We want a small one because we don't want many names on it. But something that we can honor the memory of these men and women who put their lives on the line.
Maybe it's the courthouse where it needs to go. We got plenty of room there. So we've got more coming up. Scotty Ray and Odie as we begin this day.
Meridian's favorite barbecue is Squealer's Barbecue, named the barbecue capital for the state of Mississippi. Whether it's barbecue, wings, or burgers, Squealer's simply has the best for a family environment. Every Thursday night, there's live music out on the porch. Takeout orders are welcome, and whether it's your next tailgate or large catering event, your friends at Squealer's are there to help. Drop in for lunch today or a night out on the town. Squealer's Barbecue, the best in fine barbecue.
At Pettit Jewelers in Philadelphia, Mississippi, trust Nicole with your priceless heirloom jewelry. With generations of refined expertise, she ensures your cherished pieces are meticulously cared for. Pettit Jewelers, Philadelphia.
The selection is always changing at Massey Supermart Auto Sales with low-mileage cars and trucks. How about a Z71 2500 HD? Or maybe you're looking for the Ford F-150 with lots of leg room in it. Plenty of SUVs like the Explorer for the family. Or if you're looking for a gas saver to go back and forth to work, come by and see the mini cars like this Nissan.
The low-profit dealer, Massey Supermart.
Welcome back, Scotty Ray and Odie, as we're going to show you the wreck that happened in Neshoba County. And yes, it is true I was not there, because in any picture that I take when the sun is out, it's always a cowboy hat that is overlooking. As we have this accident here, this is going to be on a two-car collision, Highway 16 West at South Oswald Road. Y'all be careful there, as you can see.
They do have another little bit of room to maneuver by, so that's good.
But as you can see there, Choctaw Police is there along with fire, and they're investigating it. And just a little mishap, holding up traffic for a little bit. I think everybody will be okay. Possible injuries, but no life-threatening thing that we see.
Good deal.
Good deal. One of the things that happened in there. They've been. Did you see where we lost Roberta Flack yesterday?
No.
We sure did. She was 88.
88.
Killing me softly with his words.
Yes.
We would sing, but
with his words.
What's that song about? Did you tell her goodbye? Is that what it was?
What was it? No, I can't remember what the whole thing was.
She done some other stuff.
It was good.
She done some other things, but I'm not quite sure all that. Joy Reid cried last night. Did you see all that?
Well, she
last
didn't
night.
know where to go.
MSNBC over. They've been cleaning house over there. Rachel Maddox was rather ugly there, calling out her boss ugly names. Generally, when you call your boss an ugly name, your job expectancy doesn't last that long, does it?
Well, I mean, does she know that she's part of the reason that they have a decline in viewership?
She hadn't caught on to that, Odie.
Talking about taking out the trash. Y'all get your paper ready.
All right, you got it now?
Y'all ready? Y'all good? Here we go. The garbologist for Lauderdale County, Daniel Mabry, his phone number is 601-816-7923. Again, 601-816-7923.
You sure you didn't get that mixed up with Jimmy Smith?
Ooh.
No, we're joking.
You know, that was Jim's always thing.
What's that?
You know, tell the number twice.
Well, you do need to.
That's just the way it goes.
Because I am one of those that will get numbers mixed up in a heartbeat. But if you've got a problem with garbage and as you're driving along and it's a place that's just somebody's been dumping stuff, call this guy. He'll get on it. He's got a little detectiveness in him. He's got a pick-em-up truck that's four-wheel drive. He ain't scared to drive it in there and dig in garbage.
If it's your trash, go ask the other ones that put stuff out and thought they got away with it. He's like a hound dog, and he will sniff it out. And he has gotten some places cleaned up that didn't cost the county a dime.
Now, we've all been to the Okeechobee Fish Camp to eat before.
Well, yeah.
Had a little incident this weekend of somebody doing donuts. And with
That's
donuts,
a little bitty parking lot.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. With that happening becomes broken windows. As we go through here, the rocks will bust them.
Wow.
As you'll see there.
And then you'll want to know why the cost of your fish went up 50 cents. And it's because they've got to come out of pocket to fix stuff like
that's
this.
A lot of glass to replace there. So if you happen to see somebody there over the weekend, get in touch with them. They'd like to know who it is there.
Yeah.
We also have a road still closed today in Kemper County we need to bring up. This is going to be Mount Harmony Road, closed yesterday and today to put in a new culvert in the 1000 block. No through traffic because, well, you can't go around it. No way to. So we hope Kemper County gets that straightened out before long.
Robin, just hang in there. My package, I meant to update yesterday. My package finally came in. 2.5 weeks on a 3-hour trip, but it finally got here
on the SS Minnow.
Yeah. So So Robin, just hanging, and I hope your dog's gonna be okay of having to wait on medicine. I've got some friends that has to wait on medicine that's being delayed. So
now, I will say this: there's been several times, and it's happened over the course of it, and FedEx really got involved to help out, to where somebody's medicine was misplaced, and we put a picture, and we were trying to find it, and it was found rather quickly. FedEx sent somebody out to recover it, to get it to the right location. Accidents happen, and they have been more than willing in any instance to where there was an emergency to jump in and do something.
Yeah.
So give them a call. What goes on after 11 o'clock? This happened
Not a
over
whole
the
lot
weekend.
of good.
No, this happened over the weekend. I don't think we showed this yesterday. I meant to. We ran out of time. But I thought we should watch some cars go round and around. You want to see some?
Yeah, we got some more donuts.
Yeah. Did we show this yesterday?
I don't think so.
Here we go. This is the Chevron. There we go. Round and around we go. Look at them go.
Well, maybe that was somebody that had just left Collinsville or Bailey.
Yeah, this is down by Chick-fil-A. That area there at Crossroads is where all this happened. They sliding, moving around.
Man.
That happens more times than you think. Yeah, could be tied to the same bunch.
Well, I'd want to know.
Yeah. And I meant to also, I'm going to show this. This happened Friday afternoon. We got way over time yesterday, and I didn't show them. We're a little bit this morning, but let me show you this. This would be Highway 493 of an accident that happened. It's two parts. And this is the car number one. And I know you're, woof.
Ow.
Chunked the tire completely up under the front of that vehicle. Now, it was a Ford versus a Chevrolet. Off into the distance, we're going to walk down the road, and we're going to come up here to the Chevrolet. And, Otis, here's the Chevrolet. We're going to say that's probably going to be totaled out there.
Yeah, that's not looking real good itself.
We had Mississippi Highway Patrol, Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department arrive on the scene. Tons and tons of people that helped out with that happened. There are no serious injuries. Thank goodness. But we got busy yesterday and didn't get all of that in. I thought we should share that. And I don't know whose fault it was, who bumped who or what, but be careful out there. A lot of road, and we need to keep everybody safe.
That's it. Everybody needs to go home with no dents.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Have we got any birthdays?
We do have a few.
We got one.
We don't have as much as we did the other day, but we do have some. We got Robbie Richardson's turning 48 years young today. Tommy Coker. Y'all see him out protecting us as Lauderdale County Sheriff's Deputy.
Coker's having a birthday?
Yeah. And District 5 Constable.
Well, that's right.
So happy birthday, brother. Be safe. Have a good day. Get you a Big Mac, make you feel better. I bet he'll get a discount.
I got a feeling.
Peter Russell. Y'all get lost on the Chunky. This man knows Chunky River like the Highway Patrol knows I-20.
Really?
He knows it. So happy birthday, Peter. Teresa Gerard, 67 years young today. And Casey Miller, 29. We don't know if it's really 29 or one of those just 29 and holding. But happy birthday.
We hate to blame someone without 120% proof, but maybe there is.
119 helps.
119 is where we're at on this. We have 4 parrots that are deceased at the Jackson Zoo. We've got a suspect.
Were they talking parrots? Because they might have known too much.
The mink is being blamed for getting loose and coming to visit the old parrots there. It's called survival of the fittest. Is that what they call it?
Something like that.
Welcome to the jungle. But the old mink there getting blamed for it. Now, I don't know if he's got representation yet or not, if Jeff Tate's going to represent him or we've got anybody else going to take up for him or not and say he's innocent.
Well, the parrot can't say what really happened.
Nope. But somebody's getting the blame here, and it just happens to be the poor old mink.
Yeah. But we are getting reports now that, yes, Casey Miller is really 29
Really?
years old. So that'll work. So happy 29th birthday. Get used to it because a lot of people keep using that number.
What's
you know?
Well, we want to say thank you for joining us as always. It is a pleasure, and we mean this from the bottom of our hearts, letting us in your home, whether it's in your car, wherever you are right now watching us. Thank y'all. It means a whole lot to us what we do every day.
Even if it's not right now live, but we know when you get home, you're going to watch us tonight or throughout the day, and thank y'all whatever time you're watching. We appreciate it.
All right, you got a Bible verse?
Yeah, let's see what he's
out to the wild blue
pulled
yonder?
up in here. Proverbs 19:17. Whoever is kind to the poor lends to the Lord, and he will reward them for what they have done. You know,
often as I listen to that, Odie, you ever notice sometimes when it's the person who really can't afford to help that does? You ever notice that?
And I was going to bring one of the poorest states in the country is Mississippi.
That's true.
But one of the most gracious states in the country is Mississippi. Yes, it's not saying those who just want you for your money, but when you see somebody in need, go
and you'll know. God will touch you.
God will tell you. Those when we put out a call to get stuff for North Carolina, let me tell you, my whole EOC was full of people who donated. And that's right here. And God saw that, and God will bless each and every one of y'all for doing that. And all you've got to do is do what you know is right. God tells us how to feel, and we all know on the inside what's right and what's wrong.
Sometimes he'll spank you if you don't do right, too.
Sometimes he'll whoop you upside your head.
We all know that.
Yeah. But y'all have a wonderful day. We'll be back. Tomorrow is hump day. Today is pancake day. We'll see y'all down there.
Through 7 o'clock tonight.
Through 7 o'clock tonight. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. Just don't go in there now and stay till dinner. But buy you 3 tickets. But go down there, support them.
Downtown Optimist Club.
The Downtown Optimist Club.
78th annual.
Yeah. That means it's almost 80 years they've been making and whipping up some pancakes. But they support local youth clubs. Support them. So y'all have a wonderful morning. We love you. Enjoy your day.
Oh, yeah, this button over here. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.